Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I hang my onions. First thing you need is what I use is some baler twine. I tie the two ends like that. So I've got a piece of string that's tied in a loop like that. And then what I do is I hang it up on this trestle here that I'm going to use for doing it with. Hang it like that. I've got a loop, and I'll start my first onion. Get an onion, and you need probably 6" of stalk, something like that, and then you tie it in a figure of 8, the stalk. So you put your first onion like that. And then you go round one string, back the other way, round that string, and the bottom one you do it a few times so it doesn't come loose. Pull down on it so it's nice and tight, and that's your first onion done. Then you get your next onion, and again break the stalks off so you've got a nice 6 to 8". And then you do the same again. You do open it up, put your onion in, you do a figure of 8 around the string, and you push down so it's nice and tight and break off any excess that you don't need. Sometimes it's a bit hard, so you have to do it a bit at a time. And that's that onion done. And then you carry on and you go up until they're all done the amount you want to put on. Obviously the more you put on, the heavier it gets. So I don't like to put too many on because it's heavy to carry. Again, figure of 8, round the string, back and forth. Push down so it's nice and tight, and pull off any excess that you don't want on. Pull tight. As you go up, that will lift up higher and higher so it won't be touching that, I hope. Right, I'm going to speed the video up now. Right, I think I'll leave it at that now because it is quite heavy. So I'll show you all again so you know how I did it. So I'll do it again. You get your 2 ends of baler twine, or any string you've got, tie it in a knot so you've got a loop like that of string. You don't have to have this, you can hang it up on anything. I hang it up like that. This time I'm going to do red onions. Separate the stalks off. Get the bottom of the string. Figure of eights. The first one, make sure you do quite a few because you want that one not to move. Break your stalks off until you're happy. And that's your first one done. So again, I'll speed it up so you don't think it's boring. Again, next one's figure of eights around the string until you've done it 3 or 4 times. Pull down, break off the stalks, and then work your way up. These honeyons have probably been in these trays for about 6 weeks since I pulled them out of the garden. They was left to dry on the garden for 3 or 4 days. Then I put them in these trays in the barn and I've left them to dry here. They've probably been here 4 to 6 weeks. So now everything's dry and ready for hanging. As you can see, there are still some that aren't quite dry enough to do yet. Figure of eight round the string. Well, I hope that was a little bit of insight to some of you of how it's done, and I hope it helps out. So thank you for watching. That's the onions all done. and shallots and a few garlic as well. There's also some there that didn't have any long stalks on that I couldn't tie, or they weren't dry enough to tie. And there's also them 3 there. If you like and subscribe, that would be great. I hope it's helped in showing you how I hang the onions. I know other people do them differently, but that's how I do it. Thank you.